What's up, what's up, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the State of the Auxiliary. That's right. Welcome back to the State of the Auxiliary. With me, y'all, it's going to be a good time. We got a special co-host today that I cannot wait to bring on. But as you come in, go ahead and hit that like, click, and share button and let the people know about all the great things happening here at your State of the Auxiliary, y'all. We are back with week number 10. Are y'all ready? Look, I don't like the way this camera look. Hold on, y'all. I feel like I got a little bit of, okay, we better. Okay, I feel like I look a little bit better. Y'all know I'm a little obsessed with the way I have to look on camera. All right, anyway, so we got a special guest, and I cannot wait to introduce you to our special guest. She is a dog. She is, well, I shouldn't say that. She's a fox. But with that being said, she is such a sweetheart. She is a dance queen. She is everything you could want out of somebody, and she's special to me because I had the pleasure of being able to be one of the coaches that she had in her life, in her time of dance. And you know, you don't get a chance to do that where you have somebody that you get to not only have been their coach, but to sit alongside of the screen on and talk about the things we're about to get into tonight, week 10 with the State Auxiliary. So without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and introduce you to our co-host of the night. Y'all give it up for my girl, my baby, my dancing queen, the Fox herself, Miss Aaliyah Warren.
Hey, Ray. Oh my God, I love you so much. Hey, y'all.
All right, so y'all, this is Aaliyah. Okay, some of us just call Aaliyah for short. Okay, but this is Aaliyah, and Aaliyah is gonna be a pleasure to have in the house tonight, y'all. She has her SWAC hours. She has captain hours. She has bring it hours. She has all the hours that you need, baby. Look, she understands dance. She understands stance, energy, book, technique, strut, all of it. She is all of it. So because Quay is on vacation, if y'all don't know, okay, because Quay is on vacation, giving all her love, we asked for Leah to step in for the live portion of tonight's show and to give us her thoughts and ideas of the tops that we have selected. And then for part two tomorrow, part two tomorrow. It'll come out later tomorrow, but tomorrow you will get another co-host that's gonna go over color guard and twirl with us. And so it's gonna be a great time, y'all. We're gonna get into the things, but before I get started, Leah, go ahead and introduce yourself officially to the people so they'll know who you are.
Okay, well, hey y'all. I'm Aaliyah. I'm from Dallas. I'm a Dallas-born, raised dancer. Started off in explosives in my years in like Coach, Coach Brandon. But like Randy said, yes, like I was able to, be taught by him. I went to college, went to PV, was a Fox, was a Panther Doll, joined classic dance ensemble, came back home, started coaching. Danced under Terrence as well. Love Terrence. Pretty much all about me. I dance professionally as well. I just love to dance overall. Like dance is just who I am.
Yes, y'all. Look, she's right there. Well, we just lost her, but she's right if you look at the screen, to the right of the captain, right here on that first row, right behind the captain to the right. And baby, giving it to you. Now, I don't know if y'all know, but baby, when Leah, she was in that era when the Foxes started really like coming out of the shell. I love classic Fox. Don't get me wrong, but it was around this era right here that started to really change the way we see the Foxes today. And Leah was a part of that changing momentum, baby. Because look, y'all don't know, but if y'all ever seen her on the field, the sidelines, or throwing a stand, the energy and the way that she delivers, it was given. And this is what started to give us the Foxes that we now see today. So look, y'all know I'm a Fox lover. Let me stop. Quay gonna text me somewhere and telling me stop all that Fox love. So anywho, y'all, we're gonna get into it. It's gonna be a good night. I hope y'all are ready. Just remember that don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment to our channel as we're about to get started tonight with tonight's show. Make sure you're following us on all of our platforms, and that's going to be Passion and Performance YouTube page, Passion and Performance Instagram, that's Passion and Performance _ on our Instagram page, and also Passion in Performance YouTube page, okay, and Facebook page. You can also follow us at the _ auxiliary the collegiate way. Okay, again, that's at the _ auxiliary the collegiate way. And that's our other Instagram page that we do post and do a lot of things from. So we want to make sure we keep you up to date on all the things. Okay. Now, don't forget that you could also keep up with everything we do on our Spotify and Apple Podcast channel by simply searching the State of the Auxiliary Podcast. That's right. The State of the Auxiliary Podcast on your Spotify and Apple Podcast. We upload those episodes weekly to the Spotify and Apple Podcast platforms so you can continue to keep up with us there. Now, don't forget, although she's out of town on a cruise or in the Bahamas, drinking, eating, shaking her bun, I don't know. I'm jealous actually myself, and I feel some type of way, but we ain't gonna talk about that tonight. We're gonna keep it moving. So remember, you can come on out to the fifth quarter. That's right, fifth quarter, Motion of the Ocean, Coach Quay versus Golden Girl, Coach Cat. This is a majorette count class. It's going to be held on November 30th, 2024, from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. And it's $15 pre-sale and $20 at the door. Now, I keep saying this. If you're a real one, you'll go ahead and pay the $20 because you know that you're going to get your money's worth with these two. Okay, if you've never been to one of their classes or danced and caught some counts from them, then you'll understand when I say you'll pay the $20 because they're going to give you your money's worth, okay? You can go ahead and cash out $QUAENASHUN4. That's Quay Nashawn 4. And again, this is going to be held at Duncanville Fieldhouse, 1700 South Main Street, Duncanville, Texas, 75137. It'll be located on the second floor at Studio One. All right, again, this is Motion of the Ocean versus Golden Girl, and you got Coach Quay versus Coach Cat, baby. Who is going to be the victor is the question, okay? Now, you know Quay do all the classes, you know Quay does all the things, and it's there. Okay, look, you got this technician right here, that technician right there, who is also good, Leah Warren. Look, baby. Look, go back and watch some Bring It episodes. And even they didn't give all the teas, okay? They didn't give all the teas because, you know, it's a show. Because, baby, that right there eats, okay? Eats down, all right? But if none of those people work, this little old person right here still got just a little inch of more juice, and you can always.
Brandon's Choreography is back in business. That's right, the award-winning choreographer Brandon, whose choreography has been filmed on Lifetime's hit TV show Bring It, is back in business. From stand counts, twirling, color guard, and many, many more things, Brandon is available for you. Oh yes, I'm not only stuck to majorette, I can do dance, liturgical, lyrical, jazz, hip-hop, and many, many more things. I even train drum majors. So, hit the QR code today and book Brandon's Choreography.
All right, so look, he still got a little more juice left. Now, I ain't as young, but the choreography is still choreography, okay? It still gives what it's supposed to have gave. I can still get a good trophy or two in my bag if I need to. All right, so just be known that we have all the things. All right, y'all, it's about to go ahead and get started. Look, we have gave all our church announcements, and we are now ready to get into things. Leah is going to give us her opinions as we talk about the tops that we have selected for the week. And we're going to talk. We're going to talk dance, and we're going to talk HBCU and all things collegiate. All right, so the way we do this over here, y'all know we go ahead and we look at our tops from each of the conferences. Now, we are in week 10, and unfortunately, some of the smaller conferences are starting to be in their seasons. Bands are now ending their seasons because their games are over, okay? Some of the conferences are now at the end of their game. Now, the SWAC is still going strong, but there are a little less videos than we normally would cover because a lot of bands either are not traveling, playing at the games, or the season has ended. So I want to keep you in mind, but we're not going to let that dismay us. We are ready to get started, and we still got some good teams to look at, I think. So let's get into it. So we're going to start at the CIAA. That's right, the Central Intercollegiate Athletics Association. And we're going to look at our top 2 dance field shows from this conference. And we're going to get started with our first one tonight. And that is going to be in our number 2 spot. From Johnson C. Smith University, we have Blue Satin. Okay, Blue Satin. And I really think this was a pretty good field show. Let's see what Leah thinks once we get into this field show. Here we go.
Get ready as the beautiful ladies of Blue Satin. Get ready to simulate your mind.
And I believe this was their homecoming. So that was Johnson C. Smith, and that was again Blue Satin is the name of their dance line, and that was their feature, and I believe this was their homecoming, if I'm not mistaken. So I'll go first, and then we'll let Leah gather her thoughts of how she wants to say what she wants to say. So I thought this was a pretty good performance from Johnson C. Smith. As I said, I've been watching their Instagram and just all the work they've been putting in, and I think for a very small band program like this, I think they're putting on a decent show. The uniform is cute. I would have put a little more something to make it more original to them. I mean, you could tell it's catalog, but I think, or at least it gives catalog. But I think that, just adding a few little something that makes it your own, and so it doesn't look like it just came out of a book, would have made it pop a little bit more. It's a cute uniform. I like the color and the way it looks on the team. I think overall they did good. There's, I like that there was variations, there was levels, there was, some ripples and different group effects. They definitely added, technique, stunts, a little bit of agility and everything in there. I do think that the energy of the song was kind of low. I don't know if it was just from the musicianal point or from the dance team. I feel like maybe it could have been actually from both. It just feels like the energy was a little low. I think they had a pretty solid routine. I think they didn't fully sell me on it. The choreography was really good. I have no issue with the choreography. I think they did good. I just would have liked to see them push a little bit harder. I've seen them push harder this season more so. Even the energy they're giving from the sideline, like that pose says we finna go out here and kill it. And the choreography was great, but I don't feel like the pose energy matched what I saw on the field. I just would have liked to see them turn it up maybe 3 more notches, and I think it would have really gave me what I was looking for from that routine. What about you, Aaliyah?
I agree. I would say the energy was there, but it could have been a little bit more, energetic. I feel like it was kind of like safe, like dancing safe in a sense, just to make sure like they're ensuring that they're clean as a team. So that's probably why there wasn't too much energy on the floor, on the field. But it was a cute routine. It was just like minor things, like not everyone executing like on their toes and stuff. But other than that, like it was a pretty solid, like you said, it was a solid routine. It was just I wasn't really like feeling the energy. I wasn't receiving the energy from it.
Yeah, I think that was evident. So we agree there. I think they were a good team. I think it was a good routine. And again, they are number 2 for our CIAA field shows. And I think, again, it's a solid 2. They just got to turn their energy up and really sell us on it. But again, like I said, I think this is probably, if not their last game, probably right at the end of their season. So I think it was kind of dwindling down a little bit. But it sucks because the team that ranked number 1 this week is actually the team they were across the field from. And this is going to be Fayetteville University. And they're known as Queens of the MBX, which stands for the Marching Bronco Express, which is their band name. And they are number 1 for the CIAA field shows. And let's see what they offer us this week. I can say energy right out the gate.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Queens of MBS.
Right, that was the Queens of the MBX, and I can tell you contrastly the energy difference off the top. They captivated me from the first move off the sideline. Definitely coming out with a lot more energy and giving us that for a band in the CIAA, that was a pretty fast feature. We've come to notice that the bands such as like CDOT, they play more medium, moderate tempo feature songs. They don't push it so much as the SWAC does. But this was pretty fast for a CIAA band, so they definitely kept the energy. I feel like they definitely gave good energy. I think the choreography was pretty good. I think they played with it. They had fun. They kept me entertained. There was some agility, a few little stunts in there. I was a little disappointed in the uniform choice. I'm not gonna lie. An all black leotard. It wasn't bad. It was just like there's nothing that pops out about it. And then you wore the dark the dark fishnets or tights on there. I just kind of wish there was a little something, even if it was small, a little detail that would have made that uniform pop. It just gave real bland, unfortunately. But other than that, I felt like if they had a uniform that popped a little bit more, like what we saw maybe in the previous week, then this would have really made that, it would have made it look really good. They look good in the all black. I just wish there was like a detail that just really stuck out, just to give it a little life. But other than that, I like what they presented on the field. I think it was entertaining. I was thoroughly pleased. They kept my attention the entire time. And again, the energy to me stayed there. Even their closing pose was captivating and a smart way to kind of close out on a song that ended kind of quickly to me. So I think they did really good. What about you, Leah?
I like them. The energy. I love their energy, and then also like I was able to see like the personality in different dancers while they was dancing as well, and kind of feel like their energy. So I really liked this routine. The girls did look good. I do agree. The black could have did something more with the black if you're gonna go with that seductive look, but I feel like they did good, and I love the ending pose. Definitely love the ending.
Yeah, they did good. Even if they just would have did silver trim, it just would have gave it a little life.
Yeah.
It just came across really, really flat. And I don't want that, especially with all the choreography and the energy they put on the field. I feel like they just deserved a little bit more, but it could have been something wrong with the uniform. We don't know. That could have been a rescue uniform. I don't want to judge. I just know that it didn't give what I've seen them wear in previous games. This one seemed really far left from what we just saw like a week ago. So maybe I'm judging too hard. I don't know. But neither here nor there. They did good. They were our number one field rank in the CIAA this week. And then we have our stands. Now, unfortunately, there are no stand clips for the CIAA this week, y'all. Could not find quality stand videos. There were a few clips, but nothing where you could really see the detail or what needed to be made. And I think it would have been unfair to try to judge someone on a semi clip or to try to rank someone with, I don't feel like none of the clips, gave the best viewpoint or advantage of a team. So I try to be fair. So we didn't do a stand clip this week only because there really wasn't a solid stand clip that we could take and rank it against something else. And so we're going to leave that alone. And we're going to move right on into our next conference. So shout out to the CIAA. That conference is really winding down, honestly. There's not a lot to expect. That conference is winding down. And so is the next conference that we're coming into, which is the SIAC. That's right, y'all. We are headed into the SIAC. That's the South Intercollegiate Athletic Conference. And we're going to look at our top field shows from this week. Now, look, this conference has proven, and all of them have their heavy hitters within their conference, but this conference has definitely proven to have some of the heavy hitting dance teams that, honestly, I don't think I knew I needed to watch. It has been really refreshing to watch some of these teams that I wouldn't normally see. I wouldn't normally, go and follow or look at their videos or things like that. And so it has been very refreshing to see how some people take their field shows, and it's making me reopen my eyes to the different styles of field shows that can be brought on a platform. So hopefully Aaliyah will see some of that tonight as we keep going on. I know she's seen a lot, but coming from the SWAC, sometimes you forget to look at the teams. And you be in your own team. So the thing is, you see what you do, but y'all really be in your own zone trying to make sure y'all look good, so you don't get that chance to always appreciate other teams and what they bring. So our field shows tonight, for the SIAC, we are going to go to our number 3 field show. And our number 3 field show comes from the Essence Dance Line of Clark Atlanta University. Again, that's the Essence Dance Line of Clark Atlanta University, and this is what they brought this week. Now, I will say Clark Atlanta likes a catalog uniform. They are really good at getting a basic catalog uniform. They don't too much straight out of the box. Very simple.
She did such a good.
All right, y'all. That again was the Essence Dance Line of Clark Atlanta University, and I'm gonna let Leah go first. What did you think?
Well, one, I hate the field.
That is what.
But I think overall,
Bitches said the same thing.
No, because why would they do that? But overall, I think the team did good. They looked good as a whole. You could definitely see their style in every girl. You can see the style in every dancer as well on the field. I wish I would have got a little bit more energy. But I really like some of the illusions and some of the ripples and the formations. They really got into their formations really good. It was very like the formation changes was like very clear, and that was good because they have like a pretty heavy, decent amount of girls on the field, and sometimes it's hard to stay clean with a lot of dancers on the field. But I feel like overall they look good. It was a lot of arms for sure, but I like the indie pose as well. That was cute.
I agree. This field, it's easy to get lost in their field because it's such a bright kind of burnt orange, rust orange, whatever that color is. Even when I watched the game where Miles, when they were against Miles College a few weeks ago, and as much as Miles were blue, purple and gold and black, even the school with the colors that bright still gets swallowed in the field of that color. That field really kills a lot of the visuals of teams, especially with certain colors. It just eats it up, unfortunately. But hey, that's their colors. I can't do nothing about it. But with that being said, I think it's a crimson color field, if I'm not mistaken. It's not really orange.
Yeah, I think it's like red or something.
Yeah, it's a reddish field. But anyway, I think this was really a strong routine coming from the Essence Dance Line, and that's no offense. I mean that with all due respect. They tend to be a very clean team, but they tend to give me in what I would call old school majorette. They really tend to stay kind of what we would think of majorette a few years back. And not that they haven't evolved, but they stay true to the form of what we would consider dance line and majorette And they may be actually a dance company as well. I think they kind of are. I have to go back and look again, but I think they're like a dance program, like beyond just a band. But neither here or there. They tend to give me old school majorette. That's the best way I can explain it. Like they tend to stay majorette of yesteryear. But with that being said, I think this was a routine that really kind of pushed them out of their box. I saw them taking risks that I don't feel like I've seen them take throughout this season. I think this may have been homecoming for them. But no, homecoming was the week before. But this was a pretty good game for them, and just see them go out there and to do a song at the speed that they were doing it. That's not normal. And again, to see them go out there and execute the cleanliness at a song this tempo, and to take some risks that I haven't seen them take necessarily this season. I think this looked really, really good for them. I was really excited when I saw this routine. I was like, oh, wait a minute now. So y'all been holding back. Like, you have it. You can do it. You just choose not to do it. And it sucks. Video Vixen Dan said on Instagram said very and sometimes clashes the uniform, sometimes the field clashes. Yeah, I totally get it. That's for instance show Vixen. Y'all know Vixen was on Breaking Barriers with us a few episodes back. But anywho, but yeah, I felt like they did a good job taking risks. I felt like they definitely executed well. And he said 5 or 5 stars. Yeah, I think it was a good routine. I think it was solid. It was really clean. They executed. It is Army, but again, they give me old school majorette. So I do understand why. They're not into a lot of bucking and hip shaking and all those type of things. They kind of stay in a range and they know who they are. So I can't fault them for it. But I do like that they push themselves on this particular show. So shout out again to our number 3 in the SIAC, the Essence dance line. I'm sorry, the Essence dance line. We're gonna go to our number 2 in dance lines now. And at the same game, you have to be across the field for some heavy hitters, like I said. And this week, we have the Crimson Piperettes of Tuskegee University ranking in our number 2 slots. Now, y'all know these girls do not come to play.
Atlanta, Georgia, make some noise. Pay attention to the 50-yard line as our beautiful Piperettes dance to Gimme That by Sierra.
Right, good job, the Crimson Piperettes. I thought the song choice was risque. It's definitely not what you would have expected for a traditional dance song. So when I first heard it, I was like, interesting. Like, it was interesting. They definitely came out the gate swinging, I think. I think they did a really good job. And to go back to the field, it makes their gold look very toned down because that's a bright gold. And it eats that gold. It tones it down a lot. But it looks good with the gold against it. But anywho, I think they did really good. I think the energy was good. I think they kept it up pretty much throughout the routine. They were clean. They came out the gate. The choreography come out the gate I felt was really good. They were hitting like all the nuances and intricate pieces of the music and really taking risks, which they've been doing pretty good at all this season, to be honest with you. They just really have been on the come up in the last 3 years. And this this 2-year captain they've had has really, really helped to push them beyond their traditional style that you would have saw maybe about 3 years ago. And so they look really good. I think that they are doing a great job. I do feel like right in this area, it was like they started kind of buying time until they got to the breakdown. It felt like the choreography started kind of getting more, we're trying to feel in this moment till we get to this moment and save a little bit of energy. So I felt like they lost a little bit of that trajectory they were on, that upward trajectory. It just kind of started to get flatlined for a second and then it came back. And I hate that because I feel like the beginning was like so fire, like the movement, the transitions, the technique, the hip hop-ish motions they had in there. They really came out swinging, and then it kind of like they just kind of left flatlined a little bit, and then they kind of took us up from the breakdown out. And I wish they would have found a way to keep that same energy throughout the whole time, or the same choreography energy that is throughout the entire performance, because it was a really creative song to dance to, and I felt like they were really delivering it, honestly. I just felt like they kind of lost me slightly going into the middle of the routine, and then they ended strong. And I hate when dance teams kind of start doing feeling motions, what I call filler motions. Like, keep me where you are. If you took me here, keep me here, because if you let me go down, I may not go back on the rise with you anymore. I may lose my interest, how we are in this world today. What you think, Aaliyah?
I would say I like it now. I liked the whole dance. I love the energy. I love the choreography. I can't say you can tell it was a fight, like it was a push for them as a collective to do it and stay together while doing it. I love the breakdown. I love how everybody was on the same level. It was clean. And I do agree, like, the energy definitely, like, in the middle section, the energy kind of died down. And I feel like that's why, like, the timing was a little bit off on that toe touch part. But other than that, like, I like how the team just kept going and kept feeding off each other. I liked it. Like, and the goal definitely fits the field. It doesn't hurt my eyes. Like, I can watch them looking like that on that type of field. So they did good.
When the gold is duller than the field, the field is bright. but they did good. The Crimson Piperettes honestly have been solid this year. Like, they have been a solid team from stands to field to all the things. Like, they really have solidified themselves as a name. And again, they did this in 2 years? Because just 2 years ago, before this captain, they were very much more traditional and very much more still stuck in the routine of their tradition. And they're still doing they still carry the tradition, but they are now starting to kind of come out the box. Video Vixen on Instagram said 5 stars out of 5 stars. I think it was a really good routine. I really love the choreography. I think they took a risk, and I think it paid off for them. I just feel like if their middle part would have kept where they were, they would have ranked number 1. That's my honest opinion. But shout out again to the Crimson Piperettes of Tuskegee University. We see you, girl. We see you. And we know you're here. All right, y'all. Our number 1. You said what?
I said I love it. I love it.
Yes.
I love the profession.
Yes. Yes. And they were clean. All right. Our number 1, y'all, this is a team that rolled up on me and squared up that I didn't even know. Like, we was in a fight. I was like, where did this team come? Like, they just came out of nowhere, like, just a few weeks ago. Well, I ain't gonna say nowhere. We just really started paying a lot of attention to them just a few weeks ago. Maybe because of video, I don't know. They got media now, I don't know. But I've seen them, but I've never paid them this much attention. But they have captivated me this year. They have me in a chokehold. And and y'all know I've been critical, but I can't deny that they got me watching. So this number 1 team this week for the SIAC is the Dancing Doll Divas of Fort Valley State University. I knew I was going to mess that up. Fort Valley State University And yes, it is a repeat routine, but I feel like they watched me because they took my advice. They finally switched what I've been asking to switch for 3 weeks, and they took my advice. And I felt like this routine was the cleanest it has ever been, my opinion. So, with that being said, let's see what Aaliyah thinks of our number one, the Dancing Doll Divas. All right, y'all. That is the Dancing Doll Divas of Fort Valley. I keep wanting to say Fayetteville, Fort Valley State University. And look, this is again, I say they repeated this routine. I think the last 4 games for whatever reason, I don't know. However, I think this was the last game of their season, so that may have been why. This is the routine has looked good since day one. There was things that needed cleaning, and I felt like they really did the work. The only part I hate is still they used to have 2 parts right there in that kip up. They used to do a kip up. Let me go back. I went too far. They used to do a kip up. Let me see. Right here, it used to be a 2-part. It was a kip up and then that around the world leg fan. But it looks very confusing when you watch it. It just did not land. This time, everybody did the around the world. Now, there's a lot of flex feet. I see it. But it was a lot cleaner than it ever looked because everybody's doing the same, more similarly the same thing, although they need to work on their around the world a little bit more. But with that kip up thing they were doing and then the around the world, it just looked like a lot of legs everywhere. And it never, to me, appealingly looked good. But the rest of the routine, they looked good. I mean, they looked really good. The energy was there. I feel like their interpretation or presentation of the song was really good. They knew when to transition. They gave good transitions with the transition of the music. Their uniform was really cute. The Vixen over on Instagram is saying the uniform, and they look good. And they've given good uniforms all season, honestly. Like every uniform they've done this season has pretty much been a hit to me. I don't think they've failed in any uniform I've seen them in this year. And they looked good, and I feel like they were much confident in this field performance than any of the ones in the past. So they looked good to me. I have not much to say outside of that around the world, which needed a lot of cleaning, and the kick line, there were some flex toes in there. I saw those. But other than that, I felt like it was a solid performance. Those are minor things that need to be cleaning. I feel like this was definitely right there, almost at the edge of perfection. What about you, Leah?
Well, I've seen a lot of Coming to Americas, and so I would say when you choose to do a song like that, you have to stay together. You have to have energy. You have to look alike, and the choreography has to match. I would say. The middle part, I feel like, well, in the beginning, before they came out to in front of the band, I would say that's where I felt the most energy when they was in the middle. I would say I wasn't really feeling the slow part, but however, during that whole slow part, to me, that was the cleanest throughout the whole show. Yeah, and also like it was a good routine. You could tell a lot of girls was fighting to push. You could see a lot of girls wasn't really like executing all the movements all the way.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, in the kick line, flex feet.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but oh, other than that, I love the uniform off the top. I love the back. I love the cutout. I love their style, but I would say I don't know about number one, Brandon. I'm sorry.
Hey, that's okay. That's okay. Because we don't always agree. So I want your honest opinion because I really was at a war between them and the Crimson Piper Reds. Like I really was at a war, but I felt like I was the most, and I wasn't even gonna. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I wasn't even gonna place them in the top because this was maybe the fourth time they've done this routine. So I was like, I don't know if they should get top. But when I was looking at it based on my entertainment, I was like, I feel like they entertain me more than the Crimson Piper Reds, only because I just really love the elements they put together. Like I feel like they had a lot of elements from behind the band to in front of the band, all the things, even the slow. And Quay loves the slow part because she's seen this routine. She's like, oh, how to get the slow part. So see how we all have the difference, y'all. So y'all that be in the comment section, they be fighting in people's comment section about whether it was a good or bad routine. Look, Quay, Leah, we're all friends. We all have danced together, and y'all see how we all have different things to say about the same routine. It's just a matter of opinion. You don't have to go to war behind your opinion. But I definitely was at war in trying to decide who, but because I felt like, again, the energy in the Crimson Piper Red and not so much the energy, the choreography stalled to me just for a little bit. And then they kind of brought it back. I felt like I didn't get it here, and that's the reason why I chose them. But if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm okay with it. I don't have to be right. Vixen says he agrees with you. It was a 3 out of 5. So that means he wants Piper Reds over them. So y'all, I got it wrong, maybe. Maybe the Piper Reds is number one. Okay, maybe they're number one. It's okay. But look, I thought they were deserving of a number one spot, especially knowing that I've seen this field show 3 times before, and I think this is the best they've ever performed that field show. I think that's the best they've ever given us. So I see the work that they're putting in to become a stronger field team. Definitely. So that's my thoughts. But hey, if I got it wrong, y'all, that's okay. Put it in the comments. Let me know he's wrong. Vixen did it, so it's not an issue. No problem, y'all. All right, so we're gonna go to our stand section. Thank you again, Fort Valley State University, and again, that was the Dancing Doll Divas. We're gonna go to our stand portion of the SIAC, and we do have our top 3 stand clips from the SIAC, and I'm pulling those up, y'all, real quick. Give me a second because we was trying to understand who was 1 and 2 over there, so I got sidetracked. So we are going to look at our top stand clips real quick, and look, we are ready. Our number 3, and as much as I've enjoyed watching them, I felt like this game they were just number 3. We have the Dancing Doll Divas of Fort Valley State University. They're going to be our number 3 this week. And I'm sorry. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and see what they gave. And so here is the Dancing Doll Divas. And that's the wrong clip, y'all. Hold on. That's why I was trying to make sure I did not click the wrong clip. It's okay. But while I'm getting the right clip, you go ahead and like, subscribe, and comment, and let me know if I got it wrong. Did I get it wrong? Did I get it wrong, y'all? Y'all just gotta let me know. Okay. And then here we go. This is the correct clip. Okay. I feel like I still have. I am. Hold on. There's a clip that I have put up. Okay, that's a field show clip. I don't need that. I clicked. I see what I did. I'm clicking. I'm down too far in my list. Okay, y'all. I'm sorry. Look. See, look. I'm making mistakes. All right, here we go. Now I'm on the right side of the track. Okay, I had to get to the right side of the track. Okay, but again, our number 3 is the Dancing Doll Divas, and we're gonna see what they brought to the table today. And let's see, let me get them together, and they are right here. And they were playing against Benedict at this particular game. And I felt watching the 5th quarter, I felt like their energy, both bands, I felt like it was not their best showing on either bands. I've seen both go harder from the dance lines anyway. So I don't know. Maybe this was an end of season. We tied it hot.
Yeah.
But here's the Dancing Doll Divas, y'all. Oops. Shout out to Monique's video. He said somebody need a non-vote. Right. So that was the Dancing Doll Divas stand clip. And shout out to LaMeek Videos, who's over on Instagram in the chat, making me laugh right now. Thank you for joining us over on Instagram. So I thought they looked pretty good here. I thought the routine was really good. I thought they gave a good showing. What I did think as I was going through their clips is I was like, I kind of wish the energy that they give me typically in stands, and both me and Quay have both said that they give a very good, strong presence in the stand clips. I wish that we saw more of that in the creativity and how they present their field. I feel like they spend a lot, they have a lot of energy and a lot of pizzazz in the stands. They look a lot together in the stands. And I feel like they kind of, in my opinion, are a strong stand team. And they, although they have a lot of great elements in their field show, I would like to see them make their field show match the same energy that I see in their stands. I feel like it would really make them a solid team across the board. But I don't know if they're on the new direction, if they're going a new direction. Like I said, I didn't watch them that much in the past. I've seen them, but this particular season, I have definitely been watching them a lot more than I normally would. What about you, Aaliyah?
I love the intro. I love the intro. I love the energy, and I do agree with you. I feel like if they would have had this same exact energy right now in the Coming to America, it would have probably sold it a little bit more for me. I like the stands. They are very different from what I see all the time. You know, they're very creative. I just feel like the stand collection could have been a little bit more harder. I feel like they could have came a little bit more harder. Like they came hard with. I feel like the when she started throwing the counts, she could have chose probably a little bit more harder counts. They would have gave more of a bigger effect, I would say, because they came out like swinging. They came out really good. I love like the intros, the individuals, and I love the first two counts that they did solid all together. It's just like when it started to be thrown, some of the count selections to me could have been different.
I respect that. I receive that. Like I said, I felt like both teams. I know we're not looking at the other one, but I feel like in this fifth, it just seemed like both of them were not giving me what I've seen throughout their season from other games. I feel like both didn't give me the best of what they got, but I felt because I've seen Fort Valley go in, like me and Quay both was like, dang, they eating hard. So I guess maybe it's the team, maybe it's the game. I don't know. And that's what we say all the time. Sometimes the game makes all the difference in how we see that team the week. Or, it could be behind the game circumstances. But they were our number 3. So, that means hopefully our number 2 and 1 is going to be even that much better. And we'll agree on that, maybe or maybe not. We'll see. All right. So that was Fort Valley, our number 3. We're going to go to our number 2, and our number 2 is going to be the Crimson Piperettes of Tuskegee University. And look, Tuskegee said, we ain't got time to be across the field. We're going to come up to you. We're going to come up to you. So they were playing Clark Atlanta, and baby, they set up right in front of them. I said, oh, this gangster.
No.
Come on through. Now, y'all know we typically refrain from routines as much as possible. We try to find the organic moments where it just kind of happens on its own. But when it's a good routine, it's a good routine. I thought this was a good showing for the Piperettes. They're not a big routine team. They have done some, but I just thought they looked good. They looked really confident. I feel like they sold what they were trying to sell. If you watch the whole battle, it was a clear win between them and the Essence dance line. And I think it's just style and upgrading. And again, like I said, it was just 2 years ago before I would have said possibly the Essence might have would have won over the Piperettes, but they have, defined the newer version of their style. And I feel like they're all serving it the same way. I love that they kind of have figured out what that look is for them, and they really learn how to look as one. Their coach, who you hear on the sidelines screaming for him, she's a really good coach. I feel like she's a good director because whatever she's doing is working for them, and they look good. I know over on Instagram, the Vixen said the intro was great, wanted them to find the pocket as far as tempo. I'm assuming he's talking about Dancing Doll Divas from the previous video, but I could be wrong. So we'll see. Let me know, Vixen, if you're talking about the Piperettes or the team before, which was Dancing Doll Divas. What you think, Aaliyah?
I love it. I feel like they came with it. Definitely didn't expect them to be right in front of. I didn't know they'd get down like that. I didn't know they would pull up on you. I didn't know that. So I'm surprised, but I love it. I live for it because one of these teams, like, I really don't really like look at all the time or expect them to do something like this. We see it a lot of times, like in the SWAC or summer band, but you never really see like Tuskegee. Well, back then you would never see this from them. So I definitely love it. I definitely love it. I feel like they definitely need to keep going in the direction that they're going in, because I believe it's paying off. Like I see it, and so the field show, this right here, this stand routine shows me like they put in work, and like they put in work to.
I agree. I definitely agree with your statements. I agree. They put in work.
I'm sorry, I think I'm freezing. But yeah, I love them though. I definitely don't know what Clark Atlanta did to them, but I definitely love the energy that they gave. I love the uniform. They looked good. I feel like each girl, the duos. I feel like the duos was like each girl matched the person they was dancing with. It wasn't no one out dancing the other person. They all looked good. And I also liked the account selections. It was very sensual, sexy, and overall, they look good dancing to that song. They really danced to that song.
I agree. I think it was a good song for them, and they're really good at song choice. They've been very crafty, and if y'all remember, y'all, and this is the thing, Tuskegee went through a whole new leadership change. Now that I think about it. About 3 years ago. Remember, it made, well, you might not remember, but it made headlines that the band set out. They set out homecoming in several of their games because they felt like the leadership was failing them and they didn't care about the program. And it just shows you the power of what you can do when y'all stick together. When you stick together, they fought for what they wanted and they got the change that they wanted. And that band has done this since the curve of that band. Sometimes you get complacent in just being there, and you're not helping to propel the program forward. And the kids want, they want to look good, they want to feel good, and I think what we see is the product of students who fought. Yeah. So that was good. Vixen over on Instagram said the team before on the pocket, and then as far as the Crimson Piperettes, Vixen said, I wanted them to milk more for the song, but love that they stayed true to their style. Thank you, Vixen, for the comments. Look, I think they definitely stayed true to who they were. All right, our number one, I feel like Aaliyah is going to give me some, and Vixen probably will too, but it's okay. And I guess because y'all are seeing the clip, I'm thinking about the overall, what we've been seeing from them and what we've been given, and just the variation. I think, again, the Piperettes look good. That was a great clip for them. I think throughout the battle that they had, it was okay. I've seen them battle harder, but it was okay. I think that was one of the better moments of their battle. Just that was, to me, that stuck out. But our number one team, I won't sugarcoat it. And this team I have critiqued. Me and Quay have critiqued hard. But I do think that this, towards the end of their season, I feel like they're kind of understanding it, whether they see our comments or not. I feel like they've been gelling, and we've been saying that it's starting to kind of all come together towards the end of the season. And this is going to be the Golden Stars of Miles College. And we're going to look at their stand clip and see if y'all agree if they are deserving of the number one spot out of the three that we had. right, y'all. That was the Golden Stars of Miles College. Now we have me and Quay both, but myself for sure have definitely critiqued them very hard. Just on presentation, looking alike, feeling it, because they've had good choreography. Sometimes I just felt like they weren't gelling, or they weren't feeling it, or I don't know. Maybe they don't have people come to their stadium. I don't know what the energy was. It just felt like sometimes it wasn't coming across. But I felt like watching them this time, it was like, okay, all right. I'm getting it. The count selection I felt was really good because I've seen awkward count selection from them before. It felt like they were really gelling. They were syncing as one. I felt like they were moving alike. They really were clean. Some of the cleanest I've seen throughout the season, in my opinion. And I felt like the count selection was good, and they really were just feeling the song and going with it. I thought they did a good job. I think they looked really great. But did I get it wrong though? Aaliyah, what you think?
You definitely didn't get it wrong. They look good. It's not really too much I can say. Because overall they look good. I feel like the dancers, the team was, matching the captain's energy and the way she was dancing and finessing the stands. I wish it was just a tad bit of more personality from the team overall, because it's okay to embody and replicate your captain, but also it's okay to still like give your own personality while you're still embodying another another dancer's energy. So most definitely they looked good. I'm not too much of a fan of the uniform.
Yeah, I think this is the old uniform, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but I want to say this is the old uniform, but I'm not a fan of it either.
Overall, they look good though. They look clean.
Yes,
I would say
and
the
this,
uniform definitely let them look clean as well.
yes,
So,
yes, and the on the left, the thicker girl on the left, she is a senior. Her name is Serenity. She's a senior, and she is the only senior, I believe, on the team, based on what I saw on their YouTube page and their Instagram. She's the only senior on the team, which means the captain, I think, still may have another season remaining. I could be wrong, but they celebrated her for being a senior, and I don't remember seeing any other name that they tagged. So, which means this captain could potentially be another captain for another season, or whoever else may take over if she decides to dance again or not. But I felt like with her now leading a full season, if she did return for captain of the season, I felt like she understands the mojo of it now. She has it. And I don't know if you know, but her sister was a stingette. And she looks just like her sister to me. She danced under Jada and a few other people. I don't know if you watched all of them, but her sister name is, I'm sorry, I said Janae. I said Jada. Jada is her sister. Janae was the captain her sister came in under. But she looks like Jada. One of the Jadas. I can't think of which last name it is, but one of the Jadas. She looks just like her, to my opinion. But anywho, I think they look good. I think this was one of the best stand moments I've seen from them all season. Like the count selection, the way they felt it, how they executed it, they just did a really good job. And this looked like they were having fun. For the first time, I felt like they were enjoying what they were doing. And that's what we've been looking for, I think, all season when we gave our critiques about what we saw from them was they're good. And I think you even hit it on the head, but in some moments it lacks personality. And you've even brought that up. And that was one of our comments in the past, is like, they're not giving us the energy or the personality or whatever. But I felt like they gave more of it here than I've ever seen it. In my opinion, season. They really were pushing for it. And so they do understand it. They get it. And I don't know if they're a freshman heavy team or what, but it's finally starting to gel. Whatever it is, it's starting to gel. And that's a good thing. So shout out to the Golden Stars of Miles College. And shout out to your first place. I mean, you earned it. And This is what we want to see. If you come across this, this is what we want to see. This is what we've been looking for, because this is a great showing of what the Golden Stars bring to the table. Just give us more personality. It's okay. All right. We're going to move on to the bands in our non-HBCU conference. So these are the bands. There's 7 bands that are not a part of an HBCU conference. And so we try to highlight those bands because some of them are some of your favorites, such as North Carolina A&T, Tennessee State, Wilberforce, Florida Memorial, Langston. You have quite a few teams, and I didn't name them all, but you have quite a few teams, 7, like I said, that we know of, and there may be more that we may be adding. But that category has grown. These teams are not a part of the HBCU athletic conferences, the 4 major HBCU athletic conferences. So we give them their spotlight in what we call the non-HBCU conference. So in this conference, a lot of those schools either did not perform their game or, had whatever else going on. So with that being said, the school that we're moving into, y'all know. Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. I'm in the wrong conference, y'all. We ain't at the conference yet. I gave a good warm up to it. We ain't at the conference yet. We are headed to the MEAC, y'all. We're headed to the MEAC, Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference, y'all. Forgive me. I am just a half a step ahead of myself, trying to make sure I'm prepared. This is going to be Howard University, and they're the only feature from the MEAC. There was 2 games in the MEAC. 3 bands that out of those 2 games that was in the MEAC, and out of the 3 bands, we could only find Howard. Now, this clip does not have any sound. The person who uploaded it gave no sound, but it's a great video. It is a repeat performance from their home, from the game they did last week against Norfolk State University. But we're going to look at it for what it is. You're going to have to hum a song because we ain't got no music. But we're going to see what it gave by count selection. So without further ado, here goes Ooh La La. Y'all know I love saying their name. Ooh La La. They cute. All right, they head out and right away. So there was a mess up at the beginning, I will say that, but it was not their fault. There was a presentation that was happening to their majorettes from their majorette coach, and the people that was doing the presentation went out late. So the transition was a little muddy, but they picked right up and got back on track. And I have enjoyed I have come to enjoy what Ooh La La brings to the table. I felt like they have really taken time to push their style more than what it used to be back in the mid 2000s. So shout out to their leadership team and the direction that this team has been headed. I felt like they have taken a very strong direction, and they come out hard. I definitely would put Ooh La La against some teams in the SWAC, and I think they would hold their own. I really do. All right, look? I know y'all got a PYT or something y'all humming in your head to try to put this rhythm to music, but they look good. Nick line looks good. They did some really cool visuals. Only thing I did not like is I didn't too much care for the ending, but it is what it is. I know they were trying to keep it moving, but they looked pretty good. I think they did a really good job overall. Leah, what did you think of, even though I would know the music would have helped, what do you think of the presentation that Ooh La La gave us? Ooh, I have jumped all around this video.
Well, I will say I love, other than the transition on the field, I'm glad that you said that about the presentation, because at first I was like, oh no.
Yeah. Let me know so you can see it. So the majorettes were ending, and I wanted to clarify that because I know it was very clear that they didn't start on time. See the coach, she's telling them go out, and the people didn't go out fast enough. And so you see the dancer, she was already headed out to do their mark. So they just ran out and started. So it was really kind of almost out of their control.
I will say, I love the beginning when they came onto the field. I love the whole beginning part of the field show. When it came down to the kick line, I love the very first kick line. But I wasn't a fan of the second one that transitioned to the ending. Um, other than that, I really liked the field show. They was clean. It's like I was feeling the energy. I can see it. Some girls into it. It was pretty solid. I would say that was pretty good. That was pretty good. It's not really much I can say. I just hate that I really didn't have, the music for it. But it wasn't too much. It wasn't too much. Like, it was enough. I feel like they choreographed it well. Each movement transitioned well and smoothly into a next dancing movement. It wasn't really nothing sketchy about it, other than, like I said, to me, the second kick line going into the end.
Song ends kind of almost abruptly. If you would have heard it last week, like I said, this is a repeat. The song ends almost abruptly. So I think it's one of those things where they kind of just had to end it. If you made it the choreography and it's like, oh, we got to get to the end, and okay, here, end. So that's what it feels like to me. I could be wrong, but it's kind of what it gave. But overall, Ooh La La looks good. I think they are continuing to show out and show us why they are who they are. For the MEAC, there's no stand clips because we couldn't find a really whole stand clip. There are some moments that we see Ooh La La, but there's no stand clips that we could find that was consistent enough to be able to judge. And so we didn't. So we're moving on. Huh?
I said I love their uniform though. I love the red, the edge.
Ooh La La has been really doing a good job with uniforms the last few seasons that I've seen them. Like I said, I think they may have gotten a new leadership, and it helped to change the trajectory of where they were going as well. And sometimes you just need a fresh idea, a fresh concept to come in and kind of reinvigorate what's there, because sometimes we get stuck in our ways. But we are headed to our non-HBCU conference now. And for this, again, a lot of those bands did not perform, had high school band days, whatever the case was. They didn't travel. And so there wasn't really a lot of band clips we could pull for the non-HBCU band. But we do have one field show to look at, and it comes from Tennessee State University. And these ladies we like to call the Sophisticated Ladies. And this was their homecoming. And yeah, come on, Sophisticated. Now, this one, I felt like they switched their style a little bit, but we'll see what Leah thinks. Talk about. Here we go. Oh, my bad. I turned the volume up. My bad. Your face always saying. Your face always saying. I always know what you think. And so my statement was, I feel like they changed styles in this particular routine because they have been a bit.
I think so too.
Huh?
I
Say it
agree. I
again?
think so too.
So just the whole look, look, y'all, I'm not gonna lie, and I don't mean no harm when I say this, so no disrespect to sophisticated ladies, because I have always liked sophisticated ladies, even before the new direction they took. I just always thought they was a classy team. They were just, underrated. They had their own style. I love what they've been doing since their new kind of reinvention, and kind of defining who they are, because it's definitely brought more attention to that particular team. And they definitely have more competition, so they definitely get a lot of great girls now. I think this uniform honestly gives me J-Set. And it's not nothing against the uniform. It's a pretty uniform. I saw it in pictures and I thought it was really cute, but seeing it on the field, I was like, okay, yeah, this kind of gives me J-Set. and I guess it's because J-Set has really, not that they own the color blue, but this type of look in blue, it just gives J-Set or, mob dancer or whatever the case may be. And then that wag they did at the beginning didn't help it no better, because I was like, oh, not that the J-Set's on the wag, but it was just like, oh, right at the gate, huh? Okay, gotcha. So as y'all know, they're and it could have been perfect. I don't know if the girls made it up, but the coach helped put the routine together, because the lady who is over them now was a former twirler for Jackson State. So, you're going to always see a little bit of influence from where the coach come from. And so maybe this was a little bit of influential. Could have been homage. I don't know. But at the end of the day, they did a good job. This was a performance at a Titans game. As you can see, it's a very packed game. They did have a game the day before, or earlier that day or whatever, but they did not. Couldn't find no footage. But this was at the Titans game, and so hey, it still counts as performance. So they did good. Overall, I enjoyed what they brought. They looked really good. The uniform was really cute. The uniform was really cute. I have no qualms. And even in the pictures, it's a really pretty uniform. I think they did a magnificent job with the uniform. I think I would have just liked to see them kind of bring what they brought throughout the entire season with this uniform on, because I think when they kind of did the wag and certain motions, it just started to make them kind of seem like more of a J-Set style with the way that this choreography went. And that's the only thing. And it's no shade to them or the J-Sets. I just want to see the sophisticated ladies. When I see them, I want to always see the sophisticated ladies. And I think sometimes we see teams and you could put them in front of another band and you wouldn't know the difference. And I don't like when teams can blend that much to where you don't know the difference. I should always know a Fox when I see a Fox. It don't matter what band they stand in front of, even though we know they're only going to stand in front of the Marching Storm. But even if they was to stand in front of another band, when they move, I can tell from the movement, that's a Fox. And it's undeniable because it's in the style. It's in the movement of what they do. So I just want to see them continue to brand their style in all ways, because we should know what a sophisticated lady is at all times. Aaliyah?
I pretty much agree with everything you just said. It kind of threw me off in the beginning with the uniform. So I kind of had to change my view, because it looked like a J-Set uniform, like the same, the halter top and the two-piece, like the all blue two-piece that they have. So, and also they was wagging, and some of the movements was kind of the same as what you would see through J-Sets do. I think overall the field show was good. I could tell it was a push, but it was times where I was questioning their style, I would say, because I wasn't sure okay, this is the sophisticated ladies, but right here, this trick right here in this movement, it looks like motion a little bit, and then back door a little J-Set a little bit. So I really didn't expect this field show to look like this, if I'm being honest, because just looking at their previous field shows, I've never seen them dance in this type of style per se.
Me neither.
So
They normally do more technique.
Yeah. like the technical things that they incorporated into this dance was good, was well executed. Girls had their legs up. I mean, it was like minor timing issues, but overall, I love the choreography and I love the field show. I feel like they could have gave a little bit more of the old school choreography versus just inserting in like the little first beginning of the breakdown. I feel like that would have, if they would have played with that a little bit more, I would have loved the field show a lot more than I did. Than I do. But yeah, I think the uniform just threw it off for me because it wasn't expected, and then also the movements. You can also see like some girls can do the style the same, but also you can tell it's an adjustment or something different to other girls because not every other girl was shaking it, like wagging it like some of the other teammates was. So that's why it was kind of confusing. Like what's the style? Like what were we going for here?
Yeah, I agree. So again, love the uniform regardless of whatever. It's a beautiful uniform. I just would have loved to see them bring some of the type of field shows that they've been bringing because I honestly think they do a good job at field shows. They've been pretty consistent in their field shows, and I've liked a lot of their field shows. This was definitely different for me to see them execute. It was not giving what it normally gave. Maybe they were trying to be more entertaining to the crowd and to the everyday person, but I felt like, again, brand sophisticated ladies. That's who the people need to see. They know you when they see you. And if this is what they see, if they saw the J-Sets in another day, they would think y'all were the same team. No, they wouldn't know the difference because the motions, the choreography will look somewhat similar, minus, a little less technique. Just thoughts. Anywho, shout out to sophisticated ladies, y'all. That's not a negative. It's just, if we gotta be real, we gotta be real. We gotta call a thing, and it's a thing. They look good. They dance beautiful. It's just, it did throw a little bit of confusion. And sometimes we don't see it because we're a part of it. So, we got to call a thing. But shout out to them and as being our number one field show for the bands in the non-HBCU dance conference. Moving right on in into our stand clip. We have one. They had high school band day, so they didn't do anything field show wise besides just play with the high schoolers. Y'all know, there's quite a few of those happening around week 10. But we did get a good stand clip from them. And so this is Golden Delight of North Carolina A&T, and they're doing something we don't always see them do. They're taking a stab at 8 counts, and I've seen them kind of play with this earlier this season, but they brought it back again for their band day, and it's Golden Delight always, but it's weird to see them throw 8 counts because they don't. So y'all, here, give it up for Golden Delight being our stand clip for our non-HBCU dance conferences. All right, Aaliyah, what did you think of North Carolina A&T giving us traditional counts?
I liked it. I feel like I want to see more. I want to see them do more of traditional counts or probably 2x2s or individuals. Well, I know they do individuals a lot, but I like it. I'm all for it. I've always been a fan of Golden Delight, so they looked it good. They looked it really good doing individual counts, well, regular 8 counts, and I like how she threw it instead of like row by row. She gave it all together, and I felt the full effect. I felt the energy. I felt the style. Everybody was attacking it. Everybody looked the same. I want to see them do definitely more 8 counts versus the original stand routines that they do. I would like to see more of that.
Yeah, they definitely been playing around with it a little bit more now, more so than ever. They've never, I know they've done it in the past, but not like this. I mean, I've seen them a couple. Like I said, this is probably the second, maybe third time I've seen them throw, a song or two where they'll do 8 counts or break some of their, routines down into simple 8 counts. And so it throws me off a little bit because it's like, I'm not accustomed to that. I'm not accustomed to that. It's not something that I'm traditionally used to seeing. So, but I do like that you still know who they are, even when even though they're doing something out of their normal range, I'm not confused at who I'm looking at. It still looks like the Golden Delight. It still looks like Golden Delight, and it still delivers like Golden Delight. And that's the difference in branding. When you do something different, I still know who I see in front of me. And that's the key. That's the key to branding yourself, is making sure that when I look at you, I know who you are, regardless of the risk you take when you do it. Because risk is part of it. We all take the risk. It's a part of what we do. But we gotta make sure that the risk looks like you. So that's all. But overall, shout out to Golden Delight. And again, giving us great, again, switching it up. And I just really say that for Golden Delight. They're good at switching it up. And that's something that you don't always get a chance to really see, is that they switch it up all the time.
Yeah.
So with that being said, we're going to go into our final conference of the night. Look, we are at the home stretch. We are headed to the SWAC. Okay. We are headed to the SWAC. That is the Southwestern Athletic Conference. And it is time to get into all the things. Okay. So with that being said, we have 4 field shows that it is time to get into, and I have one more that I need to pull up real quick before we start to make sure I have them in the right order and make sure that it is ready for you. I don't want any mistakes when I get to going because I need it to be right. So let me make sure this is the correct one, and then we're ready to go. I think this is... No, that's not it. Okay. Well, look, let's do this. We're going to go ahead to our number 4, which is our honorable mention. This is our honorable mention field show for the SWAC this week. Oh, look at the doggy. Okay. Anywho, and this is going to be the Dancing Divas of Alabama A&M University, and this is their field show.
These ladies are like no other. Dancing to Coming to America. These are the 2024 Dancing Divas.
All right, that was again the Dancing Divas of Alabama A&M University, and yeah, all right. I'm gonna let Leah lead. What did you think about? We've already heard Coming to America once tonight. What did you think about their presentation of Coming to America?
I loved it. I really loved the first time when they first brought it out. When they debuted it, I think against the Stickheads, when they had the costume and the headpiece. I loved it. But right now, I feel like it's still giving the same effect. Like the energy with this routine is still the same. A lot of times when teams do the same routine over and over, or more than one time, the energy died down the second time or the third time that they do it. I feel like right now, this time, I feel like I got a little bit more energy, a little bit more head movements. Maybe because they don't have the headpiece on top right now. I feel like it's still a solid routine. It's very entertaining. I love that they don't link up like on the shoulders for the kick line. They link up, holding the wrist. I feel like it's very different. A lot of teams don't, do kick lines like that. So it just shows their style. I feel like the uniform looked a little heavy. Not gonna lie, the uniform do look a little heavy. Yeah, that's an old uniform. It looks heavy, but I feel like it still gave the effect that they was probably going for the Coming to America style of dance that they gave. I would say it was good, but I feel like I've seen them do other field shows that were just spotless. So I would say this is my favorite field show from them. I would say this year it is one of the most entertaining field shows that they have done this year so far. But I would say this is not the best field show that I've seen the Divas do. And I love the Divas. They are very creative. They're very different. Their style is very unique. And I love the fact with this field show, they incorporated a lot of modern style dances, modern movements. They didn't just go for, let's just, dance it down, buck it down. Like they actually gave different styles of dance and they included it. And the technique as a whole was spot on. I think with me, I'm starting to get tired of seeing the step backwards illusion. A lot of teams are starting to do that now. But other than that, they looked good.
Yeah, they look good. Their technique is always good. Sometimes, and I know this is something me and Quay talked about in the previous episode. Sometimes it gets hard because like you get good teams that are so technically strong, like the Black Foxes now, or like the Divas, and sometimes I feel like they sometimes get stuck in doing combo after combo after combo. And some of the seasons that they do, not every single season, but some captains, they really go for showing off the technical ability. And so you get a lot of technique and combos, but it's like, where's the choreography? Where's those moments that even people who don't understand a calypso or a proper heel stretch, where are those moments the other people can connect with? I always think about that. There's always got to be a connecting piece for everybody. If nobody don't know nothing else, they know break it down, pop, 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 pop. They know that. So everybody always goes wild on that part because if I don't know nothing else about what you just did, oh, that's cute. Oh, yeah, go high. Oh, but she's breaking it down. We know everybody lives for the breakdown. And it's just good to see that they found a way to make that routine fun and fresh and to still, it be Coming to America and it still give diva. Like it didn't take away. They still presented it in what I would expect the dancing divas to do, and they still gave it at a classy angle, but still gave that diva sass, pizzazz that they give, and it was good and clean. And I love that they dance with so much energy. Like that's one thing I will never take away from divas. They always give great field energy. It's very seldom I've seen them kind of not deliver when it comes to that. And again, honorable mention. It's a good field show. It's solid. As you said, it's not their best field show, but it's a solid field show. And they presented it good. And they had a different take. And they took a risk, and I think it paid off. So shout out to the divas, the dancing divas of Alabama A&M University. All right, we are now. If give me just a second, y'all. I had a issue with our number 3. We're trying to get number 3 to work right. Okay, so hopefully it will work. All right, so while we are getting number 3 queued up, that was again our Dancing Divas, and we're gonna take them right on off the screen and see if we can get number 3 queued up. And if not, we'll go to number 2 and come back. All right, so number 3 is still trying to get right. All right, so we're gonna skip past number 3. I'll come back and tell you what number 3 is, but we're gonna go to our number 2 on our field and make sure that I'm not crazy. That our number 2 is our number 2. Okay. Yes. All right. So we're headed to number. Oh wait, I think number 3 is ready. Okay. Before I go, let me make sure it says it's ready. Okay. Number 3. If it is there, it's there. We're good. Okay. Yay. Okay. Number 3 is ready, y'all. I'm sorry. I had to re-download number 3 because it wasn't doing what it was doing. But anywho, number 3 is going to be the M4 Golden Girls of the University of Arkansas Pine Bluff. Look, this team honestly has been the surprise team for me out of the SWAC this season. They have come out. I didn't expect them to come out and deliver the way they're delivering on the field for me this season, and I feel like they are fighting for a high spot in the field category for teams this season. They've been traditionally doing really strong in the stands, but I feel like they've been really focusing on their fields this season. So without further ado, the M4 GGs. And this is the state game. And I'm just talking, girl. You could have said, Brandon, we can't hear you, baby. Look, I forget something.
Yeah.
My bad. And I'm just over here, y'all. I'm just over here going in. So, as I was saying, that's the M4 GGs. And thank you, Leah. Look, I was really talking to that's the M4GGs. And as I said, we saw them at the top of the year at the Battle of the Bands, and we were a little underwhelmed with the field performance that they gave. We just, we were not quite there yet. I think it was very early in the year. They hadn't fully gelled as a team for the season. I think it was very early in the season. They probably were like fresh out of band camp. So, it still wasn't perfection yet, They were still, getting it down. But as the weeks have progressed, since a little bit before before we got to the middle of the schedule, they were starting to emerge on our field show list. Like they have really been doing good. Like Quay has been enjoying their field shows. I have been enjoying their field shows. They have been delivering some solid field shows. The energy has improved. They've been taking risks. It's been paying off. The choreography has definitely leveled up. I know that the captain they have this year, this is her 3rd year as captain. She has been a 3-year captain. And each year she has, you can see she's developed something. I know one year she developed their look and just kind of cleaning their style or, helping to solidify what they are. The second year, they definitely had a stronger stand presence. Or one of the years they had a stronger stand presence. And then this year, I feel like this is the strongest field shows I've seen them have in like this year. They have presented some of the strongest field shows I think I've ever seen them present in the last decade. So and I know quite a few Golden Girls, and I just don't remember field shows this strong since like the early 2000s. They have been doing really, really good. And I think this was a really good showing, especially against a team like the J-Sets. Like this is a strong field show. I mean, there was a little hiccup there getting into that kick line, but they caught back up and got there. But I think they put on a really good, like the transitions, the movement, the formations, like they knew who they were up against, and they were not going to come in there with a subpar routine. This is how you still give who you are, but prepare for where you got to go, because you don't have a big following in Jackson. So you can perform for Jackson people. So if I'm going to capture the audience, I'm going to have to give a little bit more than what I would normally give, because we know what they expect from the J-Sets. And I think they did a good job, but still gave Golden Girl. What about you?
Yeah, I agree. They definitely prepared for this game, and I'm all for it. At first, I wasn't a fan of the uniform, but once they started dancing to the song, then, it kind of meshed all together for me. And then I kind of I like how it looks on the field as well, with the sun shining on them. I feel like the uniform looks good on them as a team as well. The choreography, I definitely want to learn the routine. I want to learn this routine because it was a good routine. It was cute. It's something that I would want to learn, just to give myself some training purposes and just to have some fun. Like that looked like a fun, well put together routine that the girls came to. Now, getting to the kick line was not good, but
somebody's in the wrong spot.
Yeah, other than that, like the routine was solid. Like they definitely prepared for Jackson. Yeah, I definitely like it. It's not really much I can say because they did good. They did really good. Just like minor hiccups, but other than that, like I love the choreography. I love the choreography.
Yeah, this and you're right. When I first looked at the uniform, I was like, why? But then as they started dancing, I was like, I get it. It's a simple uniform. It doesn't outstage the dance. It looks good. And this is a uniform that looks good day or night. It's a simple uniform. It gives a little nod to old majorette or classic uniform. It's not too much. It's just a nice, simple sequin uniform, but everybody looks good in it. Everybody looks good. Everybody's body style looks good. So it was a good choice. But at first, I don't like all sequin uniforms. I try to stay away from them because I just feel like it gives old majorette. But this even though it's simple, it had like a freshness to it. Yeah. It was a freshness, and maybe it's the color of gold. I don't know, but it just had a freshness to it. And when you look at it, as the sun is hitting it, it's like, yeah, that's cute. It's cute. it's not as bad as I thought it was. But yeah, it's definitely a cute uniform. And they took some risks, like I said. So shout out again to the M4GGs of UAPB, okay, University of Arkansas Pine Bluff, being our number 3 in field show. Shout out to your team and whoever is helping to continue to push your creativity. Y'all have been coming out the house with some great routines this season. Definitely some of my favorite routines of the season has been coming from the M4GGs, and that's a good thing because they definitely have stepped it up on the field. Number 2, baby, number 2 on the list. Same game, baby. Them dang on J sets continue to know how to pull out a strong field show. Miss Bell definitely knows how to keep the girls talking, and uniform was T. It was definitely so different, but so classic. Loved it. And it's weird because both teams, it's almost like they understood what each other was going to do, but just did a different version. So shout out to the J sets of Jackson State University, and this is their field show.
Dancing to Beat It. Let's welcome IJ5 Drumline.
Now, if y'all don't know, this was their homecoming that UAPB was at, and they did a Michael Jackson themed show. And of course, as you can see, the J Sets did Beat It, and then you had all 5 drum majors was a different version of Michael. It was a very, very thought out Michael Jackson tribute. But back to the sets. The sets did, and first off, shout out to the uniform designer. The silver sequin, again, classic set, but having the cutout in the back, having the cutout right in the center front, the J. We've seen Fort Valley had a uniform similar where they had the F and the V at the breast embedded in their uniform, and they having that J right there with that silver. That platinum silver, it just looks really good. It's such a it's a classic uniform. It's almost like a traditional uniform, even though it's brand new. It gives me traditional. Like, I don't know what the name is, but I will call this thing traditional, like, or classic or something, because like it. Even though we know it's brand new, it's just classic. Like, it's classic. It gives a classic look for me, and it gives me classic J set kind of with a modern twist, but. They moved, baby. They twirled, moved, kicked, and upped and down and popped, and anything you could do, they did it, and they did it. And this song was pushing, so like they really had to like move, and they did it really well in classic J set form. And I don't really have a lot of negatives. Like, there was small hiccups, but with the amount of agility that these girls are moving and doing, like, it's understood that it's okay. In my opinion, like, it's okay. Because they're doing a lot of heavy agility, but they didn't miss a beat. Like, they did not miss a beat. They did not let up at all. Like, it was go from the time they hit the field to the time they left. And that is a strong routine. And it was really, again, another testament to how close the M4GGs were to the J sets, like how strong those routines were. And they both, gave their own style, but how strong each routine was created. So shout out to the J sets. I really don't have a lot of negative to say because it was just a very entertaining routine. And y'all did an amazing job putting this routine together. What about yourself, Aaliyah?
I agree with everything you just said. I feel like this routine gave me collegiate HBCU dancers from the uniform, from the look overall with the team, um, the difficulty of certain skills that was put into the choreography, the creativity that was put into, like they was, like you said, they didn't miss a beat. Like this was a well put together field show. I would say this is probably one of the best ones they done performed this year. It reminded me of OJ set in a way. Like they was dancing, like they wasn't missing a beat. Like everything was flawless. It was smooth. It wasn't too much of something in the middle of anywhere in this dance. And they just looked at good overall and was giving collegiate dancers. This is what a collegiate team in the SWAC majorette world, this is what they are embodying. Like that is an example that I would show my high school girls or something like that. Like, y'all, look at this collegiate team. Look at this right here. Look at the look. Look how they're executing. Look how they're staying together. I love it. I love it. And I definitely love uniform. It gives traditional, like you said, but it gives like modern day sensual J set. Like if we wanted to keep it traditional, but we want to bring a little bit more oomph to it, this definitely sold it for me. Like I will want to wear this. I will spend $350 for a uniform for this.
I agree. Like they really pushed their choreography limits and agility limits with this one. I love the first field show they did when they first came out the gate at the beginning of the year. They had a lot of good ones in between, but that first field show to me was so strong. And I agree. I think this field show might have topped that first field show coming out the gate they did for me. Like I just feel like they did a really good job, and kept that energy and pushed it in. That's why everybody can't be a set, because you have to have some win. Like that was a routine. Like they were pushing and dancing, and I mean they literally did not miss a beat. So like if you don't understand why they do running cuts now, like you have to understand, because this, right, you can see like everybody's dancing like it was nothing, because this is what they give 24/7. So really good job. All right, our number one in field show this week. All right, our number one in field show this week, y'all. Baby, these girls is nasty when it gets to the field show. I can't do nothing but just, because this field show gave what it was supposed to give. Y'all give it up for the ladies of Motion of the Ocean.
Can't hear you.
I was muted. My bad. I was saying, I'm gonna let Leah go, but I just want to say this real quick. Whether you love or hate them, you got to give credit for credit too, baby. The song selection, different, unique. We've heard a lot of repetitive songs this season. From the release videos, a lot of repetitive songs, and it was just showing how everybody's pulling from the same pot of songs. They pick a song that I don't even know what song that was really off the top of my head. I couldn't identify it, but it wasn't really identified. The rhythm, the way they played the song, it just gave a unique rhythmic pattern that made it fun for creativity and fun for the choreography, which was really, really good. And they took some different approach. They had some stunts, they had the hits, they had the ripples, the visuals, all the highlights that they normally do. But then they put some stuff in the choreography that was just like footwork and leg work that gave a little jazz funk, street jazz. Like it was very much different, but it complemented what the band was doing with the choreography. And when they got to doing them stunts, and they all like as one, like do not miss a beat. Like when you're that clean and can do that kind of stuff, like that is the difference between a number 1 and number 2 spot. Like you can't deny that they performed that to the crisp of the tea. And as much as I know sometimes I try to like, okay, you can't give motion because I want people to think we favor emotion over here because of Quay, but it's like, how can you not give them their 10s? Go ahead. I'm sorry, Leah. I say too much.
I agree. I feel like this time go around when they did this field show, it's a lot cleaner from when I seen it previously. This is a routine that I would definitely want to learn. Like, but you can also learn off video because this is how clean they are. Like you can see the different groups. You can see, okay, people timing. This is a video where you can learn something off of. And for a lot of people, a lot of teams, that's not really possible. So to have this routine looking so clean. Like I know what I said about that.
You can eat off the plate that they're serving.
Yeah, like I know like the J-Set collegiate, field show for them and their style of dance. But this right here, this is like the expectation. This is like the standard when it comes down to like performance quality and also just choreography as well. I love the song choice. A lot of their songs lately has not been like the traditional band songs that we hear. It's very like pop music or something different. Like, you can tell someone is creating routines and stepping out of the box. So I don't know if it's because of the captain or Danny, but whoever it is, I'm all for it because they dance to Dua Lipa. I think that's her name. That routine was a good routine as well. I feel like they're pushing themselves as a whole, just stylistically, especially when it comes down to switching the styles. They gave a little tango in one section, they gave ballet in another section, and everybody executed it. Everybody looked good. This was a solid routine. Like it wasn't no hit or miss. It was definitely like point blank solid. Like I don't know if any other team field show that I've seen has come close to being this clean and executed well. I can't think of no field show, and that's not taken away from anybody's field show. I'm just saying I have not seen one that be executed this clean and have so many features and have so many dynamics put into it. And it's not like at first motion field shows to me in the beginning of the season was like a lot going on, but you can see like they toned it down just a little bit, and now it's I feel like they found their balance. I feel like
Yeah.
motion definitely found their balance when it came down to giving new motion with more technique. Because back in the day, motion was never like a very technical team. You know, they did a few little C jumps and maybe a double here and now and then, but now they're really putting in that effort to show like we can do it all. And I love that energy. I definitely love that for them. Um, it's just kind of like now I feel like for me, for the motion, I'm kind of ready to see what's next. Like, okay, so I've seen y'all do a lot, you know, of ripples, a lot of, you know, ins and outs, a lot of choreographed chaos. So I kind of want to know, like, what else can motion bring? Like, we know y'all have it in the bag. You know, y'all can execute it, y'all can nail it to the T, y'all can be clean, but it's kind of like, what are y'all gonna bring now? I'm ready to see it. Maybe next season we'll see a whole different new motion. I just love the field show overall. Like I feel like, and then they performed it at the right game. I feel like that was the perfect game to showcase their team talents. Because it was a pretty big game as well. I would have definitely went with that routine versus any kind of like book down routine. I would have definitely showcased that routine. So I feel like that was a great decision. Either if the captain or a Danny decision, but that was definitely a great routine to showcase. They definitely thought about the routine. They cleaned it to the T. Again, like I haven't seen a field show from any other team be as clean as the motion. So
The Oz would be probably the next closest. They had one that was clean, but they don't do as many stunts. But the dancing, yeah, they kill. The Oz would probably be my next closest routine as clean as that. As clean as that. And like I said, to be so clean to where you can't even pick a flaw from one to the other. Like it's just yeah, they definitely got that. I know all season I have been asking, and they gave me what I wanted, so I'm shutting up. I'm shutting up, okay? Because I had been asking for them to come out of the block. I was like, oh, just come out of that block. Like I feel like they're always packed together. But this routine, like she gave groups, she gave different things, like they're spread out a little bit more. I was like, I want to see them come away from the 45 and 45 because I feel like they get stuck there a lot of the time. And they did. I don't know if they're listening. I don't know what they're doing, but I can see everybody so clearly. A lot of times they're more packed tighter and it gets hard. It's like, I want to see everybody. I want to see every individual so I can see more. Like, I know your power is in that y'all look so uniform and y'all pack it, but it's like, that's to me gives me more NBA style. I don't want NBA. I want field show. So I want to be able to see each dancer and see what they uniquely bring to the collective whole. And I felt like they were more open, more spaced out. They took more risks. They got out of the 45 to 45 and they gave good visuals. And as you said, they do sometimes do a little jumbledness sometimes because it's so much and they pack it, but it wasn't jumbled. I don't feel like there was anything that jumbled each other in this routine. Everything did it and they do it alike and they hit it the same. Like they really clean every motion to the fact that everybody's executing it the exact same way. Now, my only negative, I hate the ending. And I know because they do so much, they just had to kind of, again, I ran out of space, girl. I got to end. But I just felt like the ending did not give me the boom that I wanted from a routine as dynamic as that. But honestly, because the routine was so strong, I can live with the ending. Like, I'm not going to lie. I can live with the ending, but I hated the ending. Like, I wanted a boom. I didn't get a boom, but they definitely powed me all the way through this routine. So shout out to Motion again and another great performance. And again, giving us, continuing showing us that you can keep reinventing yourself throughout a season. Like I know that it has to be hard, and I know that's a lot of stress because you really have to push your dancers. But this again goes to show that it can be done, y'all. It can be done, and they are a big team. So to be this clean as a big team, there's not many big teams that can be this clean. And I mean, they're doing it to the point that it's It's almost sickening. It's almost sickening. Baby, I'm sick right now. Shout out again, y'all. This Motion of the Ocean of Texas Southern University. All right, y'all. We are at the very end. We got our 4 stand clips, and then we're gonna wrap this thing on up. So, y'all, look, we have our stand clips. We have an honorable mention in stand clips, and I could not give them their 10s because they look good. We can't control the music that they have to dance to, but I think they took advantage of what they had and they made it work. And I think her count selection was awesome. So this is our honorable mention out of our stand clips today. And this is going to be 14K of Bethune-Cookman University. What's up, Smash? Smash, you coming in late. We're gonna already gave all that tea. Quay is on vacation. And so we have our Black Fox, our resident Black Fox in the house. One of my former dancers, friends, Quay's homegirl, came and stepped in while Quay is out enjoying tropical weather right now during election week. And so this is Aaliyah Warren. You got to keep up. You came in late. But what's up, Smash? Thank you. Welcome on. Look, we got LaBeast done came in. We got Smash done came in. Y'all, look, y'all know we be doing our thing. But back to this. This is our honorable mention. Look, I think they did really good. I think her count selection really set off the music. Like, we know that Bethune-Cookman has a set sound and a certain way they play their music. They're not going to give us too much of that we're used to from some of the traditional SWAC bands. But look, she took a count and baby, she made them counts hit the beat and go with the music. Like, she really thought what count was going to highlight this, and they made it work, and it really ate. Like, they did a really good job, and I was like this is what I say when I say we're looking for those organic moments. Like, you didn't have to curate it, you didn't have to plan it. Like, it just happened, and it just went good. I don't think she would have planned this moment. I think she threw a count because she knew her music and she knew the rhythm of the count, and it worked. Like, it paid off. It really highlighted the song and gave that visual aspect to what was going on. What do you think, Aaliyah?
I agree. I think she did a really good job with her count selection, especially to that song, because the song is slow and it really don't have no oomph in the back of it. So, like, dancing to a slow song like that, depending on the stand that the captain throws, can make it look like, okay, it could be boring, or the delivery is not as entertaining. So I think she did a really good job at trying to um, pick the stands that she had to deal with, had to choose from,
Mm-hmm.
and have her girls execute it to that song, because it's not easy, because we can have some of the best stands sometimes, but that best hidden stand may not hit to this certain song. So I think she did a really good job with picking the stance that she did and throwing them. I like how she threw them as well instead of all together. She kind of like, I'm not gonna say she wasted music, but she kind of, kind of like played it out with the row by row, because a song like that, you want your dancers. I would prefer to see row by row than all together with a song like that.
Mm-hmm.
Just so you can have your girls be able to just breathe, and then also just have a moment to just have fun, I want to say, without
Mm-hmm.
having to put so much energy into it. Because I know 14K, when they dance with so much energy. So I feel
Yeah.
like, this was a good break for them. She threw the right counts that won't, use so much of their energy, but she threw just the right um amount of counts to still like catch the eye of the people instead of
Mm-hmm.
entertaining people. So I definitely like it. I love the look as well. I love the uniform. I love the updo with the bang. I like this captain. I would say I do like this captain. She's a really good captain. She got the girls looking good, and I feel like everybody is matching her, especially on this particular song that we just saw. Everybody matched her. Everybody looked the
Mm-hmm.
same. Everybody was filling the counts just like she was when she was throwing them. So they definitely ate.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. All right, y'all. That was our honorable mention. And we're going into our number three. And our number three team this week comes in as the Alcorn Golden Girls. Okay, and let's see what they gave, baby. Nail over there nailing it. I love that Nail is giving the sexier side of Golden Girl. I feel like she's done a really good job highlighting that the Golden Girls can be sexy too. We know it's a hard hit, but she's showing us the sexiest side. All right. So that was the Golden Girls. And as I was saying, Nell is giving us the sexier side of the law. Like she's really pulling out those flow counts that we saw from Kivia's years and before from Shanti's years. She's really giving them a sex appeal that the Golden Girls don't always have had. Like every now and then you'll see it in moments, but like I feel like this year they've consistently learned how to take their material and finesse it a little bit, give it a little sex appeal. And we're used to Golden Girls kind of giving a little routine more to and that's what they're known for. Like they're gonna stick it to you. But Nell has like strategically decided like I'm gonna serve slow and sexy, and I'm gonna make you eat all of what we bring over here slowly. I'm not gonna give it to you fast. You're gonna have to marinate on it. And I mean, they really have done a good job. And I kudos Nell because I feel like those girls all look like her. They pull the same energy. Like she has created little baby nails throughout. And as I've said in the past, I think this is the cleanest I've ever seen the GGs look. And I mean, they've been clean, but I feel like this squad is a clean squad. Like they're just so clean. Like they almost have that same cleanliness of what we would anticipate a motion to have when they throw their fans. Like that's how clean they are. They move as one. And at the same time, like they are so crispy clean. And it's such a good thing to see the GGs because they're such a hard hitting style. So to see the cleanliness with the hard hits only makes them look that much better. Leah?
I agree. I love the GGs. I'm surprised they got 3. I'm surprised.
You know,
but I mean, I'm just gonna have to wait and see. But they just give me everything. In a stance, they are to die for. I will most definitely put $1.50 on the GGs because they look good. They dance so big, so hard. Then also you still get this sexual side from them. So it makes me, it kind of like takes me back from when I was on Fox's, and I think at the time they had, it was like Kat, Shanti, and like the captains before. There was like grown women GGs that I, saw my very first year on Fox's, and I'm getting that energy from this squad. The big, the grown, the sexy, the grown woman. Like I'm just loving it. They look good. It's like you can't really say much because they come with it. The captain, she comes with it. So her girls is coming like with it right behind her. So it's I'm appalled that they got 3.
Look, they just have been number 1. They have been all up and down our stand ranking, but we have to be fair to all teams. And I feel like, we watch each team and we see what they bring each week. And so, although the GGs are a solid team, don't get me wrong, like they are solid. Just because they're 3 don't mean they're not strong. Like, don't stand in front of them because they're gonna go for it, girl. But they are a strong team. I just feel like when I'm ranking again the performance by week, we look at what each team brings each week, and so they are solid. They are definitely probably in my top 3 for the season. Like when it comes to stands, for sure, they are in my top 3. Like they have been consistently eating every single game.
Yeah, I would that they have been consistently looking good. I just would like to see a different count selection. It's like I've seen kind of the same stands. I want to see some new stuff, and I also want to see like the more of the gyrating, like raunchy GG. Like I don't know, because I feel like this squad is just they're GGs, When I think of GG, every last person on this squad that I've seen dance is is Gigi me. And I love it for a team. Like when you have a team that each dancer embodies the team's style, that's a sickening squad right there. That's sickening.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. Well, our number 2 was right across the field. And you gotta give them dang on Stingettes they credit. Look, it's hard out here for a pimp. Let me tell y'all something. That nail is over there nailing it. But that princess, baby, is holding her tiara high. I don't Princess, and I'm gonna say this before we even watch the video. Princess has put the energy back into Stingette for me the way I felt about Stingette during the Yasmin era, the Ty eras, the Asia Martin eras. Like this season, it was such a breath of fresh air, and they give me Sting. That's what I love the most. Like they're clean. The field shows give me Ty Asia Martin era. The count selection, the cleanliness, the musicality, like it's making me remember when we were like, man, them Stingettes are over there eating. Like, and not that the other ones don't. It's just it's a certain look of Sting that I look for, and I felt like Princess tapped it this year, like flawlessly. And anyway, let me stop because I'm already critiquing it and I ain't even showing the video. Y'all, and then get this. They've been dancing the fast songs. Stingettes don't do fast, but they did today. Y'all give it up for the Stingettes. Let me tell you something. And they did several fast songs in the 5th, but I feel like that one was a really good showcasing of some of what they brought. She don't waste music. That's another thing I noticed about Princess. She does not waste music. She is ready on go. She'll switch them counts and keep it flowing. She gives class Stingette. She uses her count book. And they look really clean. And again, Stingette, typically we don't see them dance the fast songs. Like I said, I think I at least can name 3 they did in this particular game. And they look good. Like she's showing us that they can also do fast and they can sell what that moment looks like. I think the Stingettes look really, really good overall. And I think they brought a really good showcasing again against the Alcorn and Gigi game. I think it was a really tight battle. I really could name a winner per se. If I had to pick one, I felt like they both brought it in their own aspects. I think it's just more of preference of what you prefer, but I think both are showcasing their styles at the highest level of the season. And I really appreciate both sides for bringing it. What you think, Aaliyah?
I would say they look good. Let me say that. They do look good. They do look good.
But there's a but in the spirit somewhere.
However, no, but However, I do feel like with this particular battle against the GGs, because this is what I'm thinking, because they did fast and they looked it good while doing it, and it was just one fast song and that's it. It come off like battle stings, like we're ready for the battle. I feel like this probably what gave them the upper edge to some people when it came down to this battle, because I feel like if the Stingers or Alabama just had a regular book, the GGs most definitely would have swept them. That's how I feel. But because they came with some umph, and they was coming with it, it was like, okay, they battling, like they came here to battle. Like it wasn't just here to be stings and go home. Like no, they started dancing on us. So it's kind of like because of that, they gave that energy. A lot of people may not was expecting it. I feel like a lot of people was expecting slow, sexy, traditional stings for this particular battle, but instead they came with some heat and they looked it good doing that. It wasn't timing issues. Girls got to pay attention, because like you said, the stings don't really do a lot of fast songs. So, just as a dancer, you got to make sure you're paying attention at all times, especially in a battle environment. You gotta pay attention because it's like we can be going head to toe, but if you mess up, you can it's like all our hard work for what. So definitely gotta pay attention with the to the captain when doing the fast stance. I would say, but overall the Stinkers looked it good. You're like with that video, you can't really say too much because they looked it good. Princess did a great job with her count selection. She did. I definitely love the fact that when I see her perform and I see her throw her count selections to certain songs, the band may play the same song, but every time you see the Steve gets dance to it, it's gonna be different. And so I definitely love that because you don't have too many captains that would think like that. Some captains be like, okay, well, they play this song all the time and this is what we do, so let's just, this gonna be the stance that we're gonna throw to this song and call it a day. But no, she keeps it fresh, and I feel like that's good because you're still drilling your girls at the same time. So I definitely like Princess as captain for the Stinkers. I feel like they made the best choice that they could because she's embodying not just the new day Stinger, but she's really representing the old traditional Stinger too very well. If I was an alumni,
she is. Yeah, I agree. And I thought it was kind of funny that both of them kind of played on each other's strength. Princess and them came with more fast, and the GGs came with more sexy and slow. Yeah. So they really were preparing for each other, which shows this was a battle that they were ready for. They were ready to show that we can do it too. And they both sold it and did it without having to even throw each other's counts or mimic each other's material. They just came and said, you know what, y'all like to give a lot of slow and sexy. Let me show you how GG make it slow and sexy. And Princess was like, hey, y'all like to buck and throw it, baby. Let me show you that we got some counts too. And Princess uses her book. She really does. Like she pulled out counts that I ain't seen in a while. And I'd be like, okay, girl, I see you digging in this book. You flicking some pages, some chapters in that book. I see you. So good job to the Stingettes again. And it's time for number one, y'all. Who do y'all think our number one stand clip of the week will be? Oh, God, it's so much pressure. So much pressure to be number one. But I felt like everybody's good out. And like me and Quay been saying, it's pulling hairs at this point because there are so many heavy hitting teams that although we give them a rank, really any of them can be the force that day. It's just who gave a better showing that day because they're all consistently doing well. So with that being said, our number one team, final video of the night. Our number one team comes from the Prancing J6 of Jackson State University. Baby, Miss Bell is ringing. She's ringing, and I love that it gives me OJ set. I love a good OJ set tease with a modern twist. Y'all look at the J sets.
Mhm.
Look, again, staying true to who you are and allowing your creativity within the style, even in them throwing. I think what was going on here, the captain was throwing two stands, and each side did a different stand at the same time. But the captain threw both stands, whether they were 8s or 16s. I think she was throwing two back-to-back 16s, and then they would do whatever that stand was. And so, basically, again, the material is all Jay said, but the creativity and the visual really helps to sell it a little bit more. They didn't have to do a lot. They just had to, again, different formation, but giving something different that sells your team differently than what we're used to. Still modifying what a J set is, but keeping it true to form of who you are. They look good. They're clean. First off, her emoting through these stands, baby, you could feel the emotion from every move she did. So as being out there by herself and executing, you can see why she potentially got captain because of her expression through her dance, but her team backed her up and everybody knew their role in the selection of what they did here in their counts. And it looked good. It wasn't too much, but it was very appealing to the eye while still using the material that they use in any performance. So I think they did a really awesome job. I think the J Sets definitely, again, turned the notch of creativity, but still kept it within the range of what a set does.
Mhm. Yeah, I agree. I would say the J6 kind of been like rocky, but they've been improving every game. They have
Mhm.
been progressing every game. This particular video, this particular clip, I'm living for because one, the uniform is sickening. Like the girls look good. They look good. They look good. Like they look good. And then also,
Mhm.
I love the fact how the captain should throw the 16, but the opposite sides, you either do the first part or you start off with the last part. You know, it's
Mhm.
kind of, I like that because it's kind of like you got to know your book. Like, if this wasn't rehearsed and they just, was like, okay,
Mhm.
well, this is what this formation means, but they didn't know what stance she was going to throw, I feel like that's even more kudos for them because it's like your girls know their book. You know, when you have something like this that can be so creative but it can also be complex or confusing to people that may not understand it or may not, understand what's going on. But I like this formation. I would like to see the J6 do this formation a little bit more, especially when it comes down to the 16s, because it's very different. It is very different. The girls looked good. I love the fact that each count that she went into kind of fed off of the previous count that she thrown.
Yes.
I live for that. It wasn't too much. It was fluent. It was smooth. I felt the finesse. I saw the finesse from the whole team, and that's Jay says they're finesse queens, and so I really enjoyed looking at this clip. It was very entertaining. The girls look good. I expect the J6 to look like this. When I see J6, I expect for them to look like this.
Yeah, I agree. They did an awesome job. Again, shout out to the J6. This is how you set the scene. This is how you set the scene. I think they deserve this week's #1 spot because they continue to show us how to elevate their style and to keep it true to form each year. The Sets, were one of those teams that didn't do a lot of upgrading, but in the last 2 to 3 years, they've been kind of taking little risks, but the little risks have paid off, and they've learned how to keep it within the scope of Set so that you know who they are, but they still take those small little changes that make it entertaining to their fan and audience base. Y'all, look, it has been a great time with our co-host tonight, Miss Aaliyah Warren. Baby, look, she has come through. She has gave us a little chunk of her time to come through and watch these videos, give us her honest opinions, to disagree and agree, or to critique and to give us what she thinks of these teams. We appreciate her for sharing her knowledge, her background, her SWAC hours with us as we have continue to go down this line. And again, if you don't know, Aaliyah is on the left side of your screen right now, right behind the captain on the first row, and giving us all the things. And so we appreciate Aaliyah for stopping by and doing it. Hopefully she'll come back and visit us again. But we really, really thank you for your opinions and your expertise, because you have definitely helped to give us, again, some more knowledge, some more thought behind it. And you've been able to compare it to your performance years when you were in the SWAC. And we appreciate you. And we always love a good fox in the house, because it takes a real lady to be a fox, baby. It takes a real lady, honey. We appreciate you and your expertise and all of what you brought back, because the resume is long, honey. Don't get it wrong. The resume is long. So with that being said, y'all, we want you to go back and make sure that you like and subscribe to our platform and channel. Make sure that you follow us at Passion and Performance Facebook page, Passion and Performance _ Instagram, and our Passion and Performance YouTube page. Okay. Also, make sure you follow us on Instagram at _auxiliary the collegiate way. Again, that's at _auxiliary the collegiate way, so that you can make sure you stay notified and abreast of all the things that we're doing on all of our platforms. Okay, don't forget that you can stream us as early as tomorrow morning on Spotify and Apple Podcasts by searching State of the Auxiliary. We'll be uploading all of this week's episodes onto the platform throughout tonight and tomorrow morning, so that you'll be able to get your binge over there as well if you've missed any of our episodes. Don't forget to make sure that you go support the 5th quarter Motion of the Ocean, Coach Quay versus Golden Girl, Coach Cat. Majorette Count class November 30th, 2024 from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. You can cash out $ Quay Nashawn 4. That's QUAENASHUN 4. Pre-sale tickets $15 and $20 at the door. If you're a real one, you'll support them with $20. And then Duncanville Fieldhouse, 1700 South Main Street, Duncanville, Texas, 75137, second floor, studio number 1. Leah, is there anything you want to leave our audience with today before we part ways?
I want to say thank you all for having me. At first I was a little nervous coming on here because sometimes I can be a little too blunt. So I have to keep it nice, keep it very professional still. Stay tuned, participate in everything that Brandon and Quay, provide for y'all because they're putting us on. They're opening and creating an outlet for people to, see other dancers and just outside of what we always see, and also give attention to other auxiliary members. Because it's more than just dancers on the team. And you have twirlers, you have color guard, and sometimes some people band girls be dancing. You just will never know until you start looking at those schools. So most definitely stay coming to this podcast, stay engaging with them, with the state of auxiliary, because it's real, it's raw, and it's not no fake stuff. And that's content, and that's just entertainment that people appreciate, because we can come up here and they can provide this platform for us, and we can be biased because we already have our favorite teams, but it's kind of like this is one of the platforms where it's okay to be unbiased and really just appreciate the talent that they're bringing to our faces or bringing to our screens. So most definitely keep coming and participating in their State of Auxiliary podcast, y'all, because it's really good and it's refreshing to see different teams in different conferences, because we don't see that. We get all these weekly top 10 reviews, but it's always SWAC or some of the teams that's known in certain conferences. It's not, y'all know what I'm saying. So yeah, stay tuned.
Yeah. Because one of my favorite teams that I've seen this year is Royal Dolls of Elizabeth City State University. I've never heard of that band till this year. But that 4 girls, and they eat every time they hit their field. And I'd be like, you don't need many to do plenty. But I said that, in my coaching years, you don't need a lot to do a lot. And those 4 girls twirl across that field. I mean, not necessarily in technique, but they twirl across that field. And it'd be so entertaining, and I'd be like, "With 4 girls, they do such a wonderful job." But anyway, y'all, I'm sorry if I missed some of the Instagram. Thank you, Vixen, for all the comments. For whatever reason, they didn't load to just now. I've been here, but they all just popped up all of a sudden. So forgive me if I hadn't been saying your comments. It's not because I was ignoring you, but just real quick before we exit out, Vixen was over there and a few other people. But Vixen was over there saying, "Golden Stars eat down. Count selection is T." I think that was to the Golden Stars. Love how you can see their individuality, but they still look like a unit. That was what team was that we were talking about individuality?
Golden Stars.
Was it Golden Stars? No, we said we wanted to see more individual. I think it might have been NCAT, maybe. Golden Delight, maybe. I can't think of what team it was at the time. And it said Miss Lightbright is dancing down on that 3rd row. And then he said them felines though. 3 out of 5, great energy and recovery. I think that was to M4 Golden Girls. Motion did that worm middle split. Did okay, different style. I know who that was to. I'm over it. Okay, agreed. Golden Delight got all smiley heart faces and so much more. Thank y'all for the comments over there and interacting with us via the Instagram. Y'all, we love y'all. We thank y'all, but I'm going to let our guest go there because I took her time. So I appreciate y'all. And we about to be out of here. So thank y'all again. Go follow us. Keep subscribing. Keep coming and keep running up the videos. Watch our Under the Spotlights, baby, because the last one, okay? That's all I'm going to say. We got to go. Bye, y'all. We talk to y'all later.